What do you mean not? You don't tell me not.
Stay where you are.
You don't fucking tell me not.
I don't know you.
You
Stay where
fucking
you are.
know me just
Stay
once. You fucking I'm Lee Morrison. This is my wife, Bea Morrison. In this segment, we're going to be looking at how to train combatives for women. But this is a specific shout out for Combatives Training Gear from Germany. So we're going to be using their kit. Now the original pads that we started with, which were in part a lot of input from UC as a design, were like so here. Nice broad flat pads, flat rather than convexed. These ones, the fingers were exposed, so a later addition we decided to cover the fingers because we like to attach to the pad and ballistically clinch it also, as we'll see. So keeping covering here and protection on the back is really good. But CTG, Combatives Training Gear, is a company in Germany which makes a kit specifically for combatives and reality-based self-protection. So here today we're going to be using the upgraded pad, and we're going to be using smaller pads, smaller handheld pads, really nice, size your face, give you good target acquisition. Other gear is also boxing gloves. Good boxing gloves have been made here, really nice, good quality. We're also working on body armour and a shield and various other things. So this is going to be a review of Combatives Training Gear, how it stands up during a quick brief session of partner training and also solo pad for women's combatives specifically. Right, so when we work combative tools or skills with the ladies, the first thing that we do is accentuate what they do naturally well, which is rake, gouge, rip and tear. Women can naturally rip and tear and use their claws, if you like, in a very primal, innate, instinctive, natural way. They can also grab hold and pound with the other hand. Quite often you'll see a cat fight between two women. One is holding on to the hair, pounding with the other hand. There's ripping and tearing, scratching and biting going on. It's a very instinctive thing for the female in the species to do. So what we concentrate on first is making that more efficient. Making it more efficient for the woman to rake, rip, scratch, tear, use her nails. Certainly she's got nails, it's a bonus. In a very effective, efficient way, we focus on this first before we move to working with the woman towards building impact dynamics. So for learning to hit hard with the natural bodily limbs, natural bodily weapons, if the lady is new to self-protection, might not be something they can do right away. It might take a period of time in order to build up the ability to hit hard, but they certainly will soon enough. In the meantime, Combatives is designed to give you something right now that will work. So ripping, raking, gouging, etc. works effectively well for somebody of minimal body weight and lesser strength, and it will work really well against the larger aggressive subject. So that's where we're going to start. So as an example of that, if she works from a natural position, we're going to use this pad. Now this pad is nice flat area which allows me to put it in the conventional way to offer a target this way, but it also allows me to put my palm in or my hand in so that the pad is on the back of my hand, and what this offers is really good target acquisition for a low-lying groin target, maybe here, or a knee strike, putting in the knees like so, or a groin slap, so she's attached here, she can also hit really well to these sort of targets. If I also put my hand across, just holding my collarbone, so it allows her to rain down in this area, hammer fists and elbows, in a very efficient way, and it's giving good feedback because I can receive the impact and ride the shot. For now, we're going to put them on the normal way. What this offers is a frontal target, it's held this way, a lateral target, it's held this way, but also a bilateral target. So by that I mean she could double slap both sides of this pad because there's structure here that will give good impact resistance. So the pads are designed slightly wider and flat so they can be put in either backhanded or forehanded in the conventional way. First thing we're going to look at are some skills. We're going to isolate some skills. So we're going to isolate the eye blitz. So the eye blitz is worked from hands up position, and basically all she's doing is raking down the face in a sequence of 3. So this would be done in a flurry. This would be called a rapid eye blitz, right? So here's an example of a rapid eye blitz on me. 1 count, we're going to implement 3 strikes. Full speed, full power, full aggression. Ready? Back up a little bit. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. So this can be thrown in a sequence of 3 or 5. So now give me 5. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what she's doing is she's ripping down and into the face. This is called a rapid eye blitz. So you could use this with 1 hand, 2 hands in succession. So you could use it in a vertical way like this. You could use it horizontal, basically raking in to the upside down triangle structure of the eyes and nose. This will create a recoil reflex. Another way in which we can implement this is what we call cup and claw. So basically, I'm going to, from this close call, so picture the scenario. She's against a structure where it's difficult to move back. I'm imposing my will in this way, and she's got her hands up in a kind of submissive way. Now, it's from here that she can quickly implement the eye blitz, or what we're going to do now. First of all, this is a no-brainer, so work this out for yourself. If I was to grab her hands, she would immediately go to knees, or she would headbutt me and then go to knees in order to get her hands free. But what we're working from here is the idea that the subject's imposing the will, you kind of pressure into a wall, your hands are up, you're giving that compliant body language that's congruent with that you don't want any trouble, and it's from here you're going to access that alley cat fucking mental part of yourself and be proactive. That would be the ideal. But one of the assaults that she can implement is the eye blitz, as we've just seen, but also the cup and claw. So cupping would be taking a cupped hand structure to slap behind the back of the head as I drive this structure straight into the face. So what she's looking at doing is cupping my head and pulling me onto this short, tight, linear strike with a clawed hand structure, looking to impact in the chin, fingers in the eyes, and from there she's going to rip down the face. So this skill is called cup and claw. It's going to be done simultaneously. So it's going to rip out. Ready? 1, keep it on there. 1, again, 2, 3, 4, slam that in, 5. Good. This motion would be called an entry. From this range, literally just grabbing it and into the face, from where you could just rake down and from here continue your assault as we see. Next really good way of entering would be a double slap. So here, if her hands are up and I'm in front, she could concussively slap both ears at the same time. Literally, from that concussive ear slap, she could go both thumbs into the eyes, driving me back to gouge. So what we're combining now is tissue trauma-inducing attacks that are designed to disrupt vision. These don't require much power for a woman to implement to get good effect. Then what we're starting to add to that is tissue trauma-inducing skills with an impactive effect. So you've just seen that when she cuts the back of my head, suddenly it pulls me forward with this whiplash, cluck of the jaw kind of effect. As she slams this palm into my face with the fingers going into the eyes and literally behind the eyelids. So this is now, again, disruptive to vision and tissue-inducing trauma with impact. And another way to do that would now be double slapping both ears, again concussive, going straight to the thumb gouge of the eyes. So we're going to look at that. She's going to go double slap into the eye gouge, like so. Double slap into the eye gouge, driving it in, shaking the head, literally. So she's hitting me in both ears and then driving the thumbs in. My hands are going to come up to be defensive in order to clear. So from here she could go low with the knee. So just to recap on our entry tools, what I'm going to be showing you in this sequence is blitzkrieg, an offensive, proactive dynamic designed to overwhelm the enemy before there's any chance of recovery or retaliation. I'm going to break that down into 3 parts. First is entry tools. So here are the entry tools. First of all, rapid eye blitz. Let's turn this way. Ready? 1, 3, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. So this way. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Now, of course, she's not going to land 3 or 5 strikes into my eye-line structure before my hands come up. She only needs to land 1. From there, she'll be following up. This is an entry. Now, that form of entry now is, as we said, I'm going to literally, loosely, from this position, if this was the face, cut the back of the head as I drive this claw-like structure in. Right? So what she's going to do is slam that in, 1, and then rake down from there. 1, rip, again, 2, good, 3, good. This would be another entry that you can employ for the blitzkrieg. You can end the situation right here with that skill. Last one we're going to look at as an entry, big double slap, which might come from deception. So she might throw it from a question by saying, oh, what's the problem? What is it you want? Hands come out and then come in either side of the head. In this case, if I was to use 2 of these pads, I could put them back to back and we get a nice double slap structure. Here, do it. Again. Around this way. Again. One more. Or I could just use the versatility of 1 pad, placing it in the front way, plenty of substance for her to slap this side. So you're going to slap, double slap. Ready? Again. So work from deception. So now go, what is it you want? Ready?
What is it you want?
Good. Again.
What is it you want?
From here, going to do that and go into the eye gouge. Ready?
What is it you want?
Good. These are our entry tools. If we needed to go beyond now, the entry tools. So as an example, let's say that she eye blitz me, my hands are going to come up defensively and I'm going to recoil. But if I'm still on my feet and she can't immediately extract herself from the situation, then potentially I'm still a threat. So what she's going to do from here, as soon as she's reached this barrier, she's going to clear my arms, keep a hold with 1 hand, and it's now that she would go to impact. So here as she eye blitz me, and my hands come up, she's clear, and she hammer, and goes straight into elbows. So again, I'm here imposing my will, her hands are up, she eye blitzes, and she hammers, elbows. So we're going from tissue trauma, vision disrupting tool, which anybody could do, into more concussive disruption of consciousness. So she wants to literally disrupt consciousness, okay? So from here now, they would be your beat down tools. So the way that would work is, you'd hit with an entry tool, you'd see the subject's hurt. From there, we go down to beat down weapons. Let me show you what beat down weapons look like. So she's going to just attach to the back of the pad, and that replicates, she could be attached to the back of my neck, she could be attached to my clothing, but basically she's indexed, keeping me close to her, right? From this position, she is going to use this big gross motor action using the padded part of her fist. So part of the fist all the way down to the forearm. So rather than thinking about this as a single hammer fist tool, she's thinking about it as a fucking war club. It's just going to beat through the head with this large gross motor action. So first of all, let's just look at the tool of hammer fist cycling. 1 count, it's going to be 3 hammer fists. Ready? 1. Again. 2. Last time. Closer. 3.